This is a great little subtraction game for Prep 1-2 students. Now, in pairs, students will need just a little collection of counters. I really like the plain single color square tiles because they just help reveal structure so much more, and it's easy to spot when things are missing, which will make more sense as we get into the game. To start with, both students can work together to make a little forest of 10 trees out of their counters. Now the 10 trees are 3 rows of 3 with a little stump to make 10. All right, so I've been able to make 3 10 trees, and then I've got a little bush left of 3 tiles. So straight away, without needing to count by ones, I can tell that I've got 3 10s 30 and 3 more 33. And I've completed my little forest and I'm ready to start the game. So this game is played between 2 students. One student is going to be the lumberjack and the other student is going to have their eyes closed while the lumberjack comes in and chops some trees. So once I've finished setting up their little forest of 10 trees, like the ones I've got here, where I can see that I've got 3 10s and 3 more, then the game's going to start. The lumberjack is going to sneak in and chop down some of the trees, while the other student is going to close their eyes and chant, "Lumberjack, lumberjack, chop, chop, chop. Keep on chopping until I say stop." And while that's happening, the lumberjack, just like I did, is going to come in and remove part of their collection. And now it's up to the student who had their eyes closed to work out how much the lumberjack has taken away. So the best part about this game is that students are trying to remember what was there and visualize what was taken away. In this case, they might have gone, well, I'm missing a whole tree, so I know I'm missing 10. And it looks like 1 is missing from my bush because I can remember the bush was 3. So I must be missing 10 and 1, I must be missing 11. And then the lumberjack can come back and reorganize to confirm whether or not the student was correct. And here we can see that, yeah, they were correct because they said we're missing a 10 and a 1. So then the students would swap over and do it again. Lumberjack, lumberjack, chop, chop, chop. Keep on chopping until I say stop. All right, this time the lumberjack's been a little bit more greedy and cut down quite a bit of the forest. So now it's up for the student to work out how much was taken away. Well, we can see that our bush of 3 counters is still left intact, but now we can see that we're missing 1, 2 whole trees, so we must be missing 20, and we can think about what was here that was missing. So I've got 4 left, and that was a whole 10 tree, so I can imagine and visualize that I'm missing the 3 and 3, I must be missing 6. So altogether, I must know that I'm missing 10, 20, and 6 more, 26. And then the lumberjack is going to come back, bring back all the lumber, and they're going to recount to confirm whether that was correct. All right, so I love this activity because we're focusing on structuring and organizing collections, but especially using that visualization, that partial modeling of being able to remember where something was and imagine what that 10 looks like, because that's a transition between being able to see collections when they're physically made, but then by imagining them in empty space and remembering where they were, that's where we start to bridge the gap between just making things out of collections and being able to imagine and picture collections in our minds, which is a transition in the pathway to then being able to think abstractly, so that when they're given a question like, 45 take 10, they can straight away imagine and bring up those mental objects from those experiences and see that, well, that's just like having four 10 trees and taking 1 away, and my bush of 5 will stay the same, so it just must be 35. So this is a really good one for helping students break into subtraction, which we know is so tricky for so many. So go have some fun with it and go math it up.